Hello everybody, if you are a beginner or if you're intermediate in building walls in Minecraft, this is the video for you because what we are doing today is we are going to be breaking down what makes a wall good and how we can improve on our walls that we currently make and perhaps even take a step forward. So if you've been having trouble, if you want to just improve, this is the video for you. So let's get started in a place that we all have been. This very basic wall. I'm sure we've all probably done this. We can admit it. We've used the plain Minecraft glass block with a couple oak planks. That's how we all started, I'm pretty sure. And to catch everybody up, no matter what your level, we're going to start off with this and we'll very, very quickly get into a bit better, a bit more crazier things. So first of all, how do we improve this? This is your basic wall. It's a very flat wall, very boring. First little thing you could do, and this is a very easy improvement, just add a very simple little bit of a base. So you can even keep exactly what you've got here. Just add in a little bit of a foundation. So you can put one of those in and then just take in a bit of cobblestone, change the block up, and you've got pretty much halfway to a village house, a Minecraft village house. That's probably not the best looking house, but you know what? You could even go ahead one step further, and this is pretty much where Minecraft villages leave you with that. And that is very boring, but you know what? It's not as bad as what that first one was. So already a slight improvement, but that's not what we want. We wanted to go a bit further than this. Maybe start playing around with the one and only trick that I can think of to building walls. And this, honestly, is the biggest thing you could ever learn for walls. And you'll see, we'll go through it a few times today. Adding in depth. Because a very basic wall like this in medieval building, even in modern building to some extent, requires a little bit of depth. So if you take this out one block, just like this, very, very simply, take this support that you've put in, because that's also important, and put it out one block already. Looking very, very different. And you can say, well, how do I add even more depth to that? Because that's looking pretty good already. It's already improved, but there's a few things that are looking flat. This big area here. And might I just quickly add, having an odd number here is very, very important. If you have an even number, there's no single block that you get to inflect off. And trust me, even numbers hurt. Even numbers are hard to deal with. So if you can deal with an odd number, definitely deal with an odd number. So the next thing we can do is we can get rid of this here and maybe put in a different sort of window. Let's use some of these stairs. Look at that. A bit of depth. You're playing around with this deep, amount here. So when you look from the front, you can see we've got one full block. We've got a little bit of a block there. And that just adds a little bit of extra detail that you wouldn't normally get in there. And of course that would look a bit dumb. So what we're going to do is we're going to use some glass panes. And why not use the blue one? In fact, the plain glass in Minecraft, we all know, has got the very weird texture like that. The colors, they look very good. They actually work very, very well. So there we go. Already very small improvements, making this wall look a lot better than what it is. So we can switch over now and start going on to a few little minor details just to improve what you've already got. And maybe you can work on these. Just think of how can I make this small wall look a little bit better than what it is. And another thing is also having the wall go off very wide. So having 5, maybe 7 blocks between these two pillars is a pretty good number if you want to keep to this particular scale, but you can always go a bit bigger, and we'll show you that a bit later. So first of all, one thing that I like to do is add a few shutters. If you're looking like the wall needs a little bit of love, maybe a few shutters like that. Just a little something. Very simple thing to make it look a bit better. And this is one of my personal favorite things. When you see the corners looking a little bit boring and you want to just add in a little bit of something. Nothing too crazy. Maybe some fences. Bam. Look at that. That's looking much better than it was looking before. Now, there's a few things you can do here, by the way, and of course you can change these blocks around here to whatever block you want, but say for instance you didn't want to put any bushes, anything like that. You could maybe just do something like this, maybe one of those, and make it look like it's just got a bit of stone around the wall. Just something like that, maybe not that much, but something along those lines, just to make the wall look a little bit more broken up. In fact, it probably would work like that, would work a little bit better. See that? Just something like that to make it look a bit more interesting and a bit more off-centered, because when you start getting this on each side here, it can get a bit monotonous over a few walls. So there's one little tip. Another thing is also maybe add a few bushes. There we go. Bushes like that. Looking good. In fact, that's probably a bit too much. Can go like that. Just do small things like this and even maybe a little bit of a flower garden. And you can even bring this up one and put in a little bit of a flower box over here with some trapdoors and a grass block in there, for instance. Maybe not there, right there. Like that. So you can maybe do something like that and just add in these trapdoors over there. And if you didn't have these, that's why I say you'd have to move it up one. You could maybe put some flowers in there, and they'll look pretty good already. Now, before we go any further, I want to also quickly make one quick remark about going into a bit of stone. So if you want to texture some stone, this is a great way of doing it. It's another way to just add a little bit more detail to it if you were doing a stone wall, of course, and it just looks a lot better. And another thing, by the way, to make another remark, on the depth, which I did not mention, is that when we're going in here, look at this, we've got depth going in there. We've got this extra layer of depth over there. Look at that. Different levels. All these minor differences are what are playing together to make this look really, really good. So if you were wondering why I say depth is the one trick to doing walls right, if you can get depth right, you're 80% of the way. The other 20% is just your choice of blocks, really, because think of that, right? We've got that face, we've got this face on this block here, we've got this face which is on a different level, different level, different level, different and different. It's just got so much stuff going on the wall, and that's what's making it look really, really good. So keep that in the forefront of your mind when you're doing walls, and I think you'll turn out, your walls will turn out pretty good. So here we go. Look at this. Another boring wall. Look at that. This is what I was talking about when we started to go a bit bigger. Now, if you are practicing, 100%, if you're new to building, if you want to improve on building, this is not where you should be. This is probably actually a bit dumb what I'm about to do here, but I'm really just doing it to prove a point. That is where your specifically in survival building, where your practicing should lie. And by the way, practice is what's going to help you out here a lot. So let's look at this. How can we make this look a bit better? We've got a, what is this? This is 9 by, I think, 6 or 7 high. So 7 tall there. What we can do, first of all, and this is where the flower box will really, really work well, is just doing a little bit of a flower box like this. We need to fill this thing up. It looks very, very boring, but we can fix it. So you can do something like this. This is a neat little way of adding in a flower box. Something like that. A few of these on there, and there. Bam, you've got yourself a good little flower box right there. That is where it works really well. And another thing you can do actually, and I think I've got it on this tab over here, perfect, is you can do something like this, for instance, just getting this to hold onto the wall like that. That's a good little thing to do. And of course, now, another thing you can do is on these pillars, look at them, 3 wide pillars. You can see kind of like an X, like that, or a plus sign. You can do this. This is a neat little thing, I guess. With oak, you can use spruce. If you're using a spruce log, you can use some dark oak. They work pretty well together. Just something like that to make it look a little bit more interesting. Of course, you can go ahead, go crazy with this. Try work out something a little bit better even. But this is just a quick solution to getting this wall already looking a little bit better. And of course here, you can even do one step further and make it look like these are ropes, suspending it with that, and then voila. Very good. Very good. In fact, maybe one lower would look pretty good there. You can have the roof draping down on that. So there's some improvements you can do already. Then, of course, you've got the flowers, well, not flowers, the bushes, which will make a very big difference as well. And this over here is important, extra important, in fact, because down there, you've got to just force in a lot of details together, which, in fact, in many ways is a bit easier. But here you've got the other thing of trying to get in a lot of details into a very big space. And that is actually quite a tough thing because you start repeating things, they start looking a bit weird. But here we go, look at that. Just a few things like this, just adding these around the bases, make it merge into the ground a little bit better. Maybe better than what I've done there. It's a bit of trial and error, of course. Something like that. There we go. Stuff like that. You can add bushes and just get it to fit in with the ground. And slowly but surely work these things in using these techniques. And I guarantee you eventually it'll start to look pretty good. So let's do that. No, we cannot have that like that. Perfect. Wonderful. And switch over here. So this is the last little trick I could give to this wall. And of course, once you've got a roof on this, it'll just work wonders. And you can start going crazy, as of course, with things down the side here. Just add in whatever your heart desires. Go on and build on these ideas. But most importantly, add depth and add in a bit of extra interest with the blocks. So this is one of my little go-tos if I've got a bit of boring space and I want to make it look a little bit more interesting. A little bit of a hanging lamp like that, a little lantern or lamp like that, one on that side. You could even do them probably even like this. I don't know how this will turn out, but maybe we can give it a go. One like that. Yeah, that's kind of cool. Something like that. Just along these lines. Go get a bit creative with it. Of course, you don't even have to use glowstone. You could try do something else with redstone lamps. Besides the things that I've shown you in here, go crazy. Try work out a few more things that you can do. Try play around with some ideas and be sure to practice this all the time and you'll get better and better every single time you do this. So before I go any further, guys, if you guys do like this or you'd like to just check out our survival series, make sure you subscribe. Besides that, we've also got our links to our Twitter, our Twitch page, and to our Patreon server. If you guys would like to check those out, they are down in the description right now or on your screen. But thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.